Today we're going to be building an epic medieval battle, and you should totally stick around to the end to see what it looks like. But first things first, every battle has two opposing armies, and in this one, the knights are going to work together. So we're going to start with this green one. We're actually going to swap his helmet out for something a little bit more archer style, and then we're going to give him this bow so that he can stand on top of the castle. Then we're going to go switch over to this minifigure here. We're going to give a spear and a shield to because he's going to be more of a heavy warrior knight. Then we'll switch over to this warrior knight, who I think would be really cool if she had dual swords to charge into battle with, so that's sick. Then we'll grab this red lion knight and we'll give him this great sword so he can fend off the enemies with that. Then for this last knight, we'll give him a battle axe that he can either throw or just chop away at the enemies with. So there's our 5-man medieval army, and they all need a wizard to lead them into the battle, so this will be Jandorf the Beardless, because that was the top comment on the YouTube short that I made about this. Now, before we build our bad guy army that'll fight the knights, we have to decide what our battlefield will look like, and gray won't work, and I don't have nearly enough brown pieces, so I think we're gonna go with kind of a snowy battlefield feel. So we'll go ahead and put those base plates down, and this is actually what our castle is gonna be that our bad guy army will be attacking. So we'll get that placed down with our base plates on our snowy battlefield, and you might have noticed that there's a lot of blue sticking out and some tree pieces, so I did go ahead and take a lot of white pieces and cover up all of those water bits and take off the tree in the back to make it feel less summery. So after that, I went through and added all of these snowy blocks all over the battlefield to give it some detail, and it looked great, but it was all a little bit too white. So I went back to my sorted Legos, and in my gray drawer, I found these walls that I took apart and used as rocks on the battlefield just to give it a little bit more color and feel and just detail overall. So here's what the battlefield looked like once I added all of that on, and I think it's time that we finally build our enemy army. So if you've been following my YouTube shorts, you'll know that I've been using these Ninjago figs to build an enemy army, and I think we're going to use those today, but we're actually going to customize them a little bit further. So first, we've got this cart that has a couple warriors on it, and I think we actually should add somebody in the jail cell on the back. So, oh no, the enemy has captured Frodo and the ring. So we'll get him closed and locked up in there, and that's our cart. We'll go ahead and set that aside and then start building the rest of our army. So next, we're going to grab this horse and this warrior with a chain mace, get him on there, and then he'll be able to ride around and swing that mace around. Then we got this warrior here who's got an awesome sword and shield, and this crossbowman to fight the bowmen in the castle. Then we'll grab just a couple random extra warriors who will have various weapons who will be able to charge into battle behind their fearless leader, the 4-armed dude from Ninjago that I don't know his name, but we're gonna call him Joe. So now that we got Joe and his whole army, let's go ahead and get everything added onto the battlefield. I started with the knights in the castle and then moved on to placing all the other ones down in the front of the battlefield guarding the gates. Then I switched to the enemy side. I added all the horses in the carriage first, and then I added all the little guys in as kind of support units. And here we go. Here's our battle. So let's go through every little spot and I'll show you what's going on. First, there's this knight with her dual swords about to slash down at this guy, and then the big knight in the center with a spear and shield ready to fend off this axeman who's charging him. And then there's this guy over here who's, I don't know what he's doing. And then we have Jandorf in the back who's ready to hit him with the "You shall not pass!" Then we have our archer up in the tower along with our axe guy who's ready to just toss his axe all the way across the battlefield. Now switching over to the enemy side, we have this guy holding up a shield trying to defend from the two swords, and this double-ended battle axe is charging forward to the front man. Then there's our horses in the back who are getting led by Joe on his horse, and the crossbowman who's trying to shoot the archer in the tower. Then in the back we have this spear thrower guy who's ready to toss his spear across the whole battlefield, and the carriage in the back that's housing our lovely little Frodo. All right, now that you've seen the entire battle, you might be wondering why there's been a green screen the whole time, and well, here's why. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want more LEGO content, I post daily on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the things. And there's a link on the channel to join the Discord server because it's awesome and epic. And if you want to get in videos, that's the way to do it. Okay, bye.